Hey y'all, it's your girl Toyia T, and do we have a show for you today? I will be remiss if I didn't shout out our platinum sponsor, OneCom Media and Marketing. But I also want to do a special shout out for Yakitori, which is a hibachi place here in Cincinnati, because this is our relationship show. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't say something about Poor Mobile Bar and Wine Company. They're a wine and candle company, and that's another great way to have a good date. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and welcome my guests in. We have some great folks here to tell us a little about their dating experience, and who knows, you might have a little bit of tidbit to pick up from it. So come on in. Hello, hello, hello. So glad to have all of you guys here tonight with us. And here at the plug, we like to do ladies first. So Sharon, I'm going to have you just do a brief introduction first, and then we'll go around and have the fellas introduce themselves.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sharon Adrielle. Super excited to be here.
All right, we're looking forward to hearing some of your tidbits, some of your dating stories, all of that.
Happy to share. Happy to
All right,
share.
we'll go around. So Adam, do you want to do a quick intro? Oh no, I can't hear you. Why can't I hear him? We just did a mic. What did you change? Okay, Andre, do an
Well,
intro while Adam figures it out.
okay. I'm Andre Hawkins. I'm the owner of Kenosis Design Innovations, and I am very pleased to be here. Excited to see what comes about of this.
All right, we're looking forward to hearing from you. Adam, you want to try to do another mic check, see if we can hear you? I think. Okay, producer's giving us. She says, take off your Bluetooth.
No, it's not yet.
We just did a mic check. What did he do between then and now? Did he have those headphones in? I can't remember. Y'all got my show looking all bootleg for the relationship edition. No. Go ahead.
This
Let's
is a good
see.
test of patience. Trying it
Right. I
again.
think he's gonna go out and go back in. So
Yeah.
y'all, this kind of speaks to what happens in the dating world, right? Because we get ghosted. We have all kinds of stuff happening out here in today's dating world. So tell us a little bit about what is really going on, and like what is causing it? That's what I'm trying to figure. Like, what is so different now than before?
Can y'all
Anna,
hear me
let's
now?
hear you. Yay!
Yay!
Welcome
Promise
back,
I didn't
brother.
touch nothing. I ain't touched nothing.
Change stuff. But I was telling them this is indicative of how the dating world goes, right? When somebody ghosts you just out of the blue, you like, dang, what happened? Like, I thought we was good. Then all
We
of a
was
sudden,
good.
Negro ain't responding, can't get a text, a call back. What's up? What's really going on in this dating scene? I need y'all to tell me.
Whew. It's getting crazier and crazier by the day, by the month, by the week. I guess.
On
I
What
can
is
both
attest a
sides.
little bit, huh?
What was you saying, Sharon?
It's on both sides.
It is on
It's
both
both
sides.
sides. Men are feeling it heavy. Women are feeling it heavy. It's no longer. It's both sides. It's chaos and confusion. But I know it can be rectified. It
Yes.
just takes different mindsets, different practice. But it's crazy outside.
Is
What?
it
Not only that.
generational? Is it generational?
I don't think it is necessarily. I've had some talks with some of the seasoned saints at my church, and they said they said it's crazy over there too in the
Right.
60s and 70s.
So it don't matter how old they are. It's the
I
same.
don't think
It's the same mess, just a different age.
I
But
do because yeah, go ahead.
no. I think we're dealing with. Sometimes it seems like there's way too much information. There's overload, especially if you're looking at YouTube, you're looking at Instagram, you're looking at TikTok, and all that stuff. There's a lot of good information and there's a lot of toxic information.
Mm,
On where your maturity level is, where you can either receive that or act on that.
right.
I'm going to bring up an example. So did you all see this video about the Cheesecake Factory and the woman?
Yes. What was that?
Prime example. That is a prime example. And so you have this young lady who she goes out on a date and the gentleman's going to take her to Cheesecake Factory, but she acts up. She just goes off. And not only that, she begins to live stream it. And the guy, he tries to come open his door. She locks his door and she won't let him. She's like, no, you're not going to take me to the Cheesecake Factory, this, that. I'm going to be honest to you, with all of you. I love the Cheesecake Factory and it's not cheap. So I don't get it. And then when you get a little bit of information, background information, you find out that she was an hour late to the date. And so they lost the original reservation that the guy had at another restaurant. So I think there's some people who are entitled. I think there's some people who are thinking too highly of themselves. And I feel like we all need to just kind of humble ourselves and just be open and just be real.
Right. What's crazy is I don't like the Cheesecake Factory personally, right? Because I feel like it's analysis paralysis. But I would never act like that. Like I was married for 12 years and my first date with my ex-husband was to Fridays. And I had to get permission to order the sizzling shrimp and chicken. It was like $12.99.
And but that's when it was, see, it's the simplicity of it. It's just, we're evaluating each other. Let's get to know each other for a second. Who are you? But when you come out the gate swinging with expectations that are unrealistic, and then also shame on you, you were late. You were late. You didn't consider it. And so that whole cheesecake fiasco there is this roaring of toxicity of just this transactional relationship between people. It's like, this is not transactional. These are real human beings. We're real people. And so to automatically
back to intentions, right? It's like, well, what were your intentions? Like, did she go into the date with the mindset of like, he ain't good enough for me. I'm just, like giving him a bone or whatever. And then, that's how it transpired. What you got to say over there, Adam? Because you finally in. Let's see what you got for us.
So I've coined the phrase, we're living through the great delusion. We're living through the great delusion right now on multiple fronts, even outside of dating. Entrepreneurs thinking that, they can get rich quick. People thinking that they can just go through a hustle real quick and or get 1 million views if they only do 5 YouTube videos. Like it's same thing with the dating world. We're living through this great delusion where people are so influenced by something as simple as the Cheesecake Factory. We're literally on social media debating whether the validity of Cheesecake Factory as a dating spot or not a dating spot. Like that's crazy. Like you have to, and years prior or even before that video, it wasn't even thought of. But so we're living through this great delusion where people are putting pressure on each other to look a certain way. Men are like, oh, if you want to be on a date with me, you gotta be in heels. You can't be in gym shoes. And women are like, oh, if you want to go on a date with me, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. Like we're living through the great delusion right now.
And it's a setup. It's a setup. It's a setup. It's a scam, because the reality of it is that when people partner together, they're better. But we're in this super crazy, just untouchable place, because that's the reality. All you've done was just made yourself untouchable, because there's no more genuine connection. Like, I just like you. Can we hang out? Can we kick it? When did that stop? It should be simple. But now, like, are you hungry? Are you just really coming out for the steak? Like, did you really just want a nice dinner because you couldn't do it yourself?
Everyone wants to go viral for the prettiest things. Oh, the pettiest things. Yeah, I would agree, because you have a lot of people that are just really superficial, and they feel like, well, if I show myself even more superficial, then it'll make me have more followers. It'll make people think that I'm that much more untouchable. But in reality, it's like you're just making yourself look more unrealistic, like crazy, for real. Like, a lot of times it's like, you're crazy. And we justify it because we go on and we follow the story and we like the story and we share the story. And it's like, what kind of nonsense is this?
What kind of nonsense?
Like going viral. Like I said, even with like a lot of these videos that we're seeing across the net right now are all made up. like I'm like 90% certain that whole cheesecake fiasco was made. They're like, oh, let's make a video. Like,
No,
acting like
I
I'm
said
It was
the same
difficult
thing.
to tell. It was very difficult.
just
It was difficult. Yeah.
just to go viral, and because they know that people, us, black people, we're so divided amongst each other on multiple fronts that's just gonna even cause even more division. Like, oh, what's divisive we can talk about? Like, oh, let's talk about like Cheesecake Factory not being a dating spot. And they knew it was gonna go viral. Like I because I'm a content creator, I'm able to pinpoint like that is not how that would actually go in
This was
real
a
life.
plan.
This was
I'm
set up.
so
Yeah, it's
gullible.
propaganda.
I'm so gullible. I be believing anything I see. Like, oh, that's crazy.
I be
It's
seeing right
probably-
through that stuff. And like I said, like, so that's why I say we're living through the great delusion, because we're literally people, we're living in the real world right now. And then we see stuff on social media like that. And now you, as a woman who would be cool with a Cheesecake Factory date, now you see this video, you see everybody in the comments, you see your friends sharing it, your friends talking about some, nobody better take me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not dressing up to go to Cheesecake Factory. Now you've changed your standard. Now Cheesecake Factory is beneath you for a date.
Right.
Like the great delusion.
Now your perception is
delusion.
different, right? It's like, oh, I ain't gonna be seen at the Cheesecake Factory, boo, because no, never. But here's the thing about that. It shows whether or not you're a leader or a follower. We have so many people that follow, and they're fine with being followers until the question comes in like, well, who are you? Like, you gonna let them tell you what restaurant you could go to? And it's like, that's when you start to think about it, like, wow, I just let them determine it.
And that goes back to, I think one of y'all said it, where it's like, where you hold your value at as a person, and where, like you said, Sharon, like we can't just hang out. Like now, like I said, you've created this delusion. You know, I'm gonna just keep using that word. Like that's gonna be the great delusion for this. It's a delusion that you create in your head that you can't go to this spot or that spot. Like, oh, because social media said Cheesecake Factory ain't a day spot, and you already thought they food was bland. Now you've really checked it off your mark instead of just like you said, Sharon. Like, what happened to just people just being human beings? Like, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. Let's hang out.
I ain't gonna lie though. Okay, so I'm a big zodiac person. So I got a list of signs that I don't rock with at all when it comes to dating.
That's still
and
super.
Scorpio
I agree.
men
That
are
is
on the list. Scorpio man, absolutely not. Like I went out
no chance
with
for
a
us,
couple
huh?
Scorpio men. And they just want to have fun. They not here for a long time. And so it's like, yeah, I had a good time, but it ain't gonna last.
But did you die though?
Exactly.
But did you die?
So why can't we just be honest about what our intentions are? I even put this up the other day because I feel like people go in, they lie to you until they get what they want. And then it's like, I wasn't really trying to do nothing long term. I just was trying to have a good time. Why you tripping? You ain't trying to just have fun?
That goes back to maturity, though. That goes back to maturity. It's like when you sit down and talk to someone. I went through a very similar situation probably a week ago where I do not like blind dates. I don't like being set up. There's my close circle knows what I like. So when someone comes out of the blue and is like, I got somebody for you, I'm like, I can't stand that. But
you don't like blind dates?
I cannot stand blind dates.
Wow,
I know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying?
2023 now. Is it really blind? Because like if somebody say I got somebody for you, I'm right to like, what's her Instagram? Send me a picture.
Now, this is real. That's
Right.
true because I did check her out too. I was like, okay, this person is cool, and we sat down, and she is a cool individual and everything. And even though I don't feel that there's anything romantic there, but on a friendship level, it's like we vibe. We really vibe. I appreciate her maturity. I appreciate she's fun. She knows how to listen. She interacts well. She's disciplined. She's not like trying to draw the attention to herself. She speaks well to wait staff. She's just a human being.
But what makes her not somebody you're interested in? Is that the blind date part?
Oh, you know what? And I'm glad you answered. So for most of my life, I had no intention on having kids or anything like that. And I would say the last 5 or 6 years, that has become a big, something big in my life. And so now most of the women our age, they already had their kids. They're not interested in having any more.
Whose age, Andre? Whose age you talking about?
I'm 47.
Okay, because I'm 25. Stop playing with me. No.
I'm speaking about my age. And you know what? The women in our age look good. They look better than some of the other women. They look good, and I respect them. They're like, we had our kids, this and that. So for me to kind of get into that realm, I would probably have to date somebody in their early 30s or somewhere in that realm. I'm not interested in anyone younger. Not saying it's impossible, but 30 is probably my limit, that we can go ahead and start. I'm also open to dating someone with one child, small child, so I can get in on the ground level. It's like I'm not being
What do
dropped
you
in on level
consider
45.
small, Andre? What's small? Under what age?
5, 6, 7, something like. I'm good. I know what flows. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I can handle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not built for that. There are other brothers, and I have nothing but respect for them. God created them for that purpose, bro. I mean, I'll
But
be
you
a
still
support
never
trooper in
told
that.
us about the blind date. Was she too old?
No. Well, she was my age, but I know that she's not interested in having children. She's like, and then having more of an understanding about pregnancy vitality, and it's better at this age or better at that age, and things of that nature. But yeah, everything else, and we'll probably be hanging out a little bit later on as well. And so, but as far as a mate, I would like. I'm not saying anything's impossible, because the first thing sisters want to bring up, Janet Jackson had a baby when she was 50. But Janet has a lot more support and money behind her than everybody else, So anything's possible. But yes, I'm looking for someone who's open to that, who wants to settle down, who really wants to
Okay,
start a
so I'm
family.
gonna play matchmaker. You give 3 things, Andre. You can't be having a whole long list. And I know 3, 4, 5, 30 arms length.
You want me to say 3
3
things, right?
things.
3
Yeah,
things.
3
Okay.
things.
Number 1, she has to love the Lord. She has to have a relationship, because when we have problems and issues and struggles, if we don't have that element, we're not going to have, she has to understand that I'm an entrepreneur and has to be willing to be open to that. There's some people who are and some people who are not. I dig that. And she has to be willing, just be yourself. Just be yourself. No
But she gotta have
pretenses.
some kids. You gotta be yourself and have some kids, okay, girl?
No. You don't have to have kids. Look, it'd be nice if you did, but I'm saying I'm open to having her having a child, because at my stage in the game, most people do. Actually, my stage in the game, most people have children and grandchildren. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But I'm open.
They on the 2nd generation.
Yes, they are.
So what about you, Adam?
Well,
Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you out here, you a Scorpio, just chilling?
Okay, first of all, let's go back to that Scorpio stuff.
Thank you. Speak on it, Adam.
Let me tell you something.
Speak on it.
The Zodiac sign. Now, I'm not a Zodiac follower like to the T like that, but I do. Some of the character traits are very like spot on, like loyalty and Scorpios, and well, as far as me. But I think a lot of it has to do with like how you were raised, but also how has your mind elevated and raised as well. So like I'm like super loyal. Like when I'm in a relationship, you see my last relationship, I'm posting her, we doing all types of stuff. So I don't know about all that short time, long time stuff, because I'll be here for a long time. But after that relationship though, long story short, I'm working on me a lot more now, because I realized some things in my last relationship that I could work on, for myself to be better for the next person. So I'm working on those things right now, but I'm not like opposed to dating right now.
What does dating really mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, I feel like women date for like long term, and men date for, I don't know, whatever they date for.
Yeah.
When we get to that age where we are mentally elevated and we're ready for long term as well, and we're ready to be serious, we date for those same reasons. Like like my cutoff game. So like my friends be telling me like, Adam, why you cut her off? Or sometimes they have mess with me. Like they were like, man, why you stop talking to the old girl? What she do? Put her pants on before she put her socks on. I'm like, man, I'm not that picky. So like when I see that it's not gonna work down the line, like I just cut it off. Like
what gets them cut off? What gets them cut off?
Anything that I see. Okay, so let me think if I can.
Anything.
I'll give you an example. So one girl, I figured like she might be a little bit more materialistic. I'm not a materialistic person. I'm super basic, simple. I shop at Gabe's. I love wearing $6 sweatpants. Like shop like Sheen. Like this shirt is probably like $8. Like I'm super simple. So she has the Yeezys and the purses and stuff like that. So to me, I'm right there like, this probably isn't going to work. So going down the line, a month or two in, I think we were talking about like dream cars or something like that. And she, told me hers was a G-Wagon and all this one stuff. And I'm right there like, man, mine is, I want this 1990 Fox body Mustang. And they're like, oh, that's childish. That's what you want. I'm right there like, this isn't going to work.
Exactly.
Like, cut her off just because of that. Because
so does she get ghosted, or do you like have a conversation? It's like, I just don't think this is gonna work, or do you just stop calling, stop returning text messages? Like, what's up?
The old me definitely ghosted her. New me, I'm very much I communicate a lot more now. So I actually just told her we went out to lunch like I don't know 2 months ago. I finally told her like why I stopped talking to her, and she was like, "Oh, I did not mean it like that. Like I'm embarrassed that I even said it like that. Like I didn't mean to like talk down on your car and da da da." Oh, that's cool, but yeah,
right, it's still not gonna work. What about you, Sharon? What gets them cut off? I'm curious.
What gets them cut off for me is your words not matching your actions. I don't do that. I really, for the most part, I've been focusing on myself. I've been in a me season 2. So I haven't really, so the people who I interact with now, they're all like good energy. But if you are bad vibes, insecure, I can't do an insecure man. But yeah, really when your actions are not aligning with what it is you're telling me, I can't do it.
You're telling me a dream, but yeah, I'm seeing reality. Like
yes, and that's the thing. It's the land of delusional. So I'm like, I'll sit there and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You are gonna be famous one day. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not. You're not being. Your actions. Like, so if you want these things, I want to see the effort behind it. I want to see a busy man. And you say you want this, but you're not moving. Like things like that. It's like, okay, it's not lining up.
The authenticity is not there.
Exactly.
What about you, Andre? Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What gets them cut off?
You dating? What gets them cut off?
Oh my God, there's so many things that get them cut off.
I believe it.
Definitely when their words don't match up with what they say. That is a very common thing. Because I always tell people I'm from the show me state. Like, show me, don't talk me, because I done heard it all before. And until you start showing me and like your work start aligning, then I just be like, I don't know if this is really like what you saying, because I done put myself on hold for you. And if you can't start to show up and show out, then I'm gone. That's it. Well,
that's a big deal.
Well, as a fellow Scorpio,
I did not know both of y'all.
I'm a Scorpio too.
What's up?
We got all Scorpios on here.
So maybe this is a sign to you, Miss Toyia.
I'm a Scorpio too.
Yeah, get you a Scorpio.
But for me, it's like kind of like Adam was saying. If I can't see us being together, one thing for me, I'm not a pet person. I do plants. So, and I respect pet people, but I know me down the line, that's going to be a point of contention. I don't want to get up at 3 a.m. to walk that little dog or whatever. And what's going to happen is you're going to be tired and say, hey, can you? And I'm like, no, because I don't like pets. I don't want them chewing on it. I respect pets. I respect people with pets. And I love dogs and cats. I just don't love them in my living space. That's going to be an issue. How you treat people, how you talk to people. I'm always like listening about how you talk about people. I have another story for you. There was a friend of mine, once again, trying to set me up with this one young lady. And we talked for an hour, and she talked 53 minutes of that hour. She talked about herself, and she talked about other people's business. We're already done. We're already done. So it's like,
never hear from you again.
Not 53 minutes. Like, girl, I'll stop you at like 3. Like, okay, boo.
Like, hey,
well,
I was just listening. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm just listening. And I'm a big fan of the natural look. So women who do naturally, just how they're. that's just, I'm not into the fake lashes. I'm not into the bleach this and all this stuff. I love natural women. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an artist. So I'm a big fan of natural light, natural settings, natural women. So, you know.
All right. So y'all hit up the chat with any interest in our single men and ladies. I know they say they working on themselves, but you know, if we
did you just put us out there on the market?
we just put them out on the market. They're single and available. But anyway, we have 3 minutes. So parting words, you got a minute apiece. Any advice? How can we get out of this state of delusion?
I would say whatever you want from someone else, you be that way yourself. You want a kind person, you want a generous person, you want a healthy person, you want someone who is patient with you, you be that exact same thing. And you will attract that.
You want a 6-figure person, you want to, be hollering.
Right.
Yeah. I think that people need to, one, really start working on being whole within themselves. Some people don't believe that, but for real, like some people are walking around with issues and you bleed all over other people and you don't realize it. So the self-work, like you have to really be able to do the work on yourself. And then I think in regards to people need to be more vulnerable, like love like you've never been hurt before. Like we get it, you've been burned, someone hurt you, but start entering into these things with the idea and the hope that it could be good. Maybe they won't. And if everyone's energy and intentions are good, then some things can work out. And then you at least will part ways, maybe incompatible, but still good. It doesn't have to be toxic to date. It should really start being less. People need to like let their guard down, relax. If he doesn't make $100,000 or $8 million a year, it's okay. He might, you don't know what's gonna happen in 5 years. He could come up. So it's just all these standards. We gotta chill, relax.
Right. Chill out on the standards a bit.
Have your standards.
Unplug. Do what works best for you. You may think you want a man who pays 100% of the bills, but that really doesn't work for you and your personality because the man who pays 100% of the bills is working too many hours, and now you're at home lonely when you really need a man who's at home a little bit more. So like, do what works best for you in your relationship. Stop trying to think that you need to be a person, get a person who's this XYZ just because you see it on social media or your friends got it, or whatever the case may be. Think about what works best for you. What does your ideal person look like that fits you? And you're gonna be happy. Stop being all superficial.
Stop listening to social media. It's all lies.
It's fake. It's fake.
All fake.
And what do y'all think about online dating? Real quick, we got 1 minute. Online dating. What is it better? Is it worse? I don't online date.
I'm afraid of it.
Define online dating though. Are we talking online date like getting on
like Tinder? Like Tinder or
I don't do that.
Plenty of
I'm
fish.
afraid of it.
That's more for.
I don't do it.
I think women do better on there than guys do because they're trying to grease us for money. They'll show you your desire for a couple of times, and then after that, they're like, "Oh, you really want that girl that you looking at? $50." I'm like, "No, I'm done. I'm
See
done."
who's liking your profile. I guess my last 2 girlfriends came from Facebook.
Okay.
Like interacting on Facebook. I like that. I like it because you get to see that person. You get to see what they share, what they talk about, where they mind at a little bit. So it's like, oh, let's hang out. Let's go get some food. And then y'all, organically go from there. But so I like online. What's online dating? Are we talking about Bumble or like just beating them from Facebook? But
right. Well, give your contact information. I know she tried to throw it up there. We're in our last minute. Contact information, Adam.
At Give Me Face on Instagram with _. There we go.
All right. Sharon.
Yes, I'm the Sharon Adrielle on Instagram and on TikTok.
And Andre, last but not least.
I'm at Kenosis DI on Instagram, TikTok, and all the other ones. So you'll find me.
Okay. All right, hit them up. We have to go ahead and thank our sponsors. We appreciate you guys being on tonight. And at the least, it was fun.
I think we gave the people some good insight.
This was the best Scorpio panel ever. I mean,
Thank you.
So like,
Scorpio love.
just be chill.
I can't talk to a Scorpio.
I think it's because we
might
all
even fall in love. That's what you're afraid of.
all elevated mentally.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's all about your mental.
It sure is.
Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. Today's episode of The Plug is sponsored by the following companies. At the platinum level, we have 1Com Media and Marketing. 1Com Media and Marketing is an award-winning website design and digital marketing agency that works with top brands to tell their stories and get more leads to convert to actual sales. Stop chasing after business. Let the experts at 1Com Media and Marketing help you implement a digital marketing program that drives the business to you. Call them today at 1-888-859-3274. At the gold level, we have Alpha Wolf Aerials. Alpha Wolf Aerials offers unparalleled aerial photography, videography, inspection, and search and rescue services. Elevate your perspective with their cutting-edge technology and commitment to excellence, ensuring high-quality results for all your aerial needs. Connect with them on Instagram at alpha_wolf_aerials and discover the difference with Alpha Wolf Aerials. Mastering the sky, leading the pack. At the silver level, we have Pour Mobile Wine Bar and Pour Candle Company. It's more than a business. It's a celebration of the senses. They pride themselves on crafting scents that evoke emotions, experiences that bubble with excitement, and moments that overflow with joy. Their candles aren't just waxes and wicks. They're vessels of positivity, ready to lift your spirits and illuminate your space. For more information, go to pourmobilewinebar.com. Also at the silver level, we have Yakitori. Yakitori Urban Hibachi Lounge offers an Asian-themed cuisine infused with a little urban flair to provide a dining experience like no other. This stupefying restaurant is located in the heart of Roselawn, just north of downtown Cincinnati. Stop in for a great experience at 7505 Reading Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45237. Or follow them on Instagram at yakitori_Cincinnati. Last but certainly not least, at the bronze level, we have Today's Mail. Today's Mail is a local and over-the-road, on-demand, and scheduled delivery service who provides safe and sufficient deliveries. They can be reached at 513-300-0546 for all your local and over-the-road delivery needs. The Plug thanks all of our sponsors for helping us keep you connected.